Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, chapter titled The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna. So today we'll have verse 41 and 42. So first I will read 41. So translation of verse 41. One day while Rama and Krishna, along with their playmates, were tending the calves on the bank of the river Yamuna, another demon arrived there, desiring to kill them. So text 42. So you can all repeat. Tam Vatsa Rupinam Vikshya Vatsa Yutagatam Harihi Darshayan Baladevaya Shaner Mugdha Iva Asadat Tam Vatsa Rupinam Vikshya Vatsa Yutagatam Harihi Darshayan Baladevaya Shaner Mugdha Iva Sadat Tam Vatsa Rupinam Vikshya Vatsa Yutagatam Harihi Darshayan Baladevaya Shaner Mugdha Sadat Tam Vatsa Rupinam Vikshya Vatsa Yutagatam Harihi Darshayan Baladevaya Shaner Mugdha Iva Sadat Mataji. Tam unto the demon, Vatsa Rupinam, assuming the form of a calf, Vikshya, seeing, Vatsa Yutagatam, when the demon entered the group of all other calves, Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, Darshayan, indicating, Baladevaya, unto Baladeva, Shaner, Shanaihi, very slowly, Mugdha Iva, as if he did not understand anything, Asadat, came near the demon. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON. Translation. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead saw that the demon had assumed the form of a calf and entered among the groups of other calves, he pointed out to Baladeva, "Here is another demon." Then he very slowly approached the demon as if he did not understand the demon's intentions. Purport. The import of the word Mugdha Iva is that although Krishna knows everything, here he pretended that he did not understand why the demon had entered among the calves, and he informed Baladeva by a sign. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nitinamine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyaditishtarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tam Vatsarupinam Vikshya Vatsayutagatam Harihi Darshayan Baladevaya Shaner Mugdha Ivasad. Translation again. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead saw that the demon had assumed the form of a calf and entered among the groups of other calves, he pointed out to Baladeva, "Here is another demon." Then he very slowly approached the demon as if he did not understand the demon's intentions. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing with this chapter 11 of this 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the childhood pastimes of Krishna continues from all these chapters. The previous chapter also we saw this Arjuna Yamala trees and the deliverance of Maigriva Nalakurevara, and now there are some more pastimes of Lord Krishna further explained in these chapters of Bhagavatam. And this chapter, as we must have seen earlier, also explain that the inhabitants of Gokula, they all left Gokula because, as discussed among the seniors of the cowherd men, that there are a lot of disturbances being caused here. So many demons are coming. There are a lot of disturbances are causing be here. So they thought that let us move to a new place. So they left Gokula and they reached this Vrindavan. And so the first pastimes in Vrindavan is what we are seeing it today. About the demon Vatsasura, and then we will have this Bakasura event also, which is happening in the following verses. So the all these verses, all these pastimes of Lord Krishna, even if it is childhood pastimes or even the later pastimes which happens in Dwaraka or Mathura or wherever it is, the objective of all these pastimes is to, Akarshan. Krishna is termed as Akarshan. So is to attract the fallen souls towards him. So why he comes here, and that's exactly what happens by the beautiful arrangement of Srila Prabhupada, that we have this Damodar month. The entire Damodar month, what we do is, we actually contemplate about this wonderful pastimes of Lord Damodar. And even by singing this this Damodar Ashtakam, 8 verses, each and every verse is full of philosophical sense. How we have to surrender to the Lord, how we have to portray him as a Lord, and how we are actually have to do devotional service to him, and what is expected out of him. So all these 8 verses which we sing every day in those 30 days of the month, glorifying him and giving all the opportunity to all the common man also to come in front of the Lord, offer Deepa and bow down before him, and also to contemplate this wonderful pastimes that Krishna actually enacted this Damodar month. So this is the actual beauty, that this nectarian pastimes are even available to the common man. That's the beauty of Srila Prabhupada's gloriousness. That what he did, that he actually translated verse by verse of all this entire Srimad Bhagavatam for us, so that this nectarian pastimes is easily understood by somebody who is interested in knowing them. And even if, say, somebody is not interested in reading or buying the books or not even understanding the importance of it, even by by a little bit of punya, they come to the temple during Damodar month. They are getting this beautiful opportunity to hear about the Lord's pastimes, understand it, and also to surrender to him and continue their devotional service. So this is we are very, very fortunate. And this previous verse, or somewhere Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, that Krishna at every moment, at every day, enacted so many pastimes in Vrindavan and Gokula. So every moment, so which means that the inhabitants of Gokula, inhabitants of Vrindavan as we now, are having this wonderful opportunity to see this wonderful pastimes of Krishna at every moment. Srila Prabhupada writes that not only every day, every moment there are some pastimes. And even this entire Srimad Bhagavatam or entire all this Acharya's works only gives us a glimpses of what happened there. So think of the opportunity of actually being there and having been a part of this wonderful pastimes being enacted every now and then, every moment actually. So the thing is also Srila Prabhupada writes that by enacting these entire pastimes or entire pastimes of here also on the previous verse of the Damodar pastimes is to increase the parental affection of Nanda Maharaja and Mother Yashoda. So the parental affection of Nanda Maharaja and Mother Yashoda is increased manifold. We can see that at every point of this pastimes, either there is surprise or joy for these two people. There are various surprises which happen. Say Mother Yashoda actually asked him to open the mouth. She is surprised to see the whole universe inside it. And the entire inhabitants of Vrindavan or Gokula at the time were also surprised that how a cart can actually fall apart, just being the child being under below it and nothing is being injured. Every step there were some surprises also. Of course, there were so much of joy also, seeing Krishna running around, stealing the butter, or giving the butter to the monkeys, or wherever it is. It has been wonderful pastimes of both surprise and joy. And also we see the pastimes where Nanda Maharaja was very much annoyed that when he came and saw that the two big trees have fallen, and in between his son is being tied on a wooden altar. And he is so, disturbed. He starts, scolding Mother Yashoda that how can you tie a poor child onto a big wooden altar? And Krishna actually enacts another pastimes of, as if, he is having some discomfort. So these are all wonderful pastimes which actually, are there only to increase the parental affection of, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaja. So that is the aim also. Prabhupada explains in various places that, that is the aim for which Krishna came. The only reason why he came is that not only to kill the demons. Demons killing could have happened by anybody. Even the agents of the material world could easily kill them. But he himself comes only to enact these pastimes, only to attract the fallen souls, only to give pleasure to the devotees. So that is the reason for which he came. So now as I told, the pastimes in Gokula are over, and these pastimes of Vrindavan have started. And today, immediately when the entire cowherd group has come to Vrindavan, the demons have also started thinking. So now how to attack? What are the ways by which can be the objective can be met? The objective is to kill Krishna, of course, as ordered by their head Kamsa. So how to enact it? How to do it? So they are also devising various methodologies. And this demon actually found out that now the two brothers, the previous verse or somewhere it mentioned that the two brothers, Krishna and Baladev, now they have grown up. Previously they were kids, and so now they have grown up. And now they have been given the responsibility by the cowherd group to take care of the calves. So now they can tend the calves, they can take them to the pasture grounds, and take care of the calves actually. So the demon actually then understood that that's a golden opportunity. Why don't I, camouflage myself and become a calf and, mingle among the group of calves and, try to kill Krishna thus far. So that's what we hear. Vatsa Rupinam. Here it's explained that Vatsa Rupinam. That, assuming the form of a calf. So immediately what he did, he devised a plan by which he became a calf in the form of a calf and got mingled into the group of calves. And the purport also, Srila Prabhupada explains immediately that the import of the word Mugdha Iva, that Krishna is actually all knowing. He knows everything, what is happening. Because he is Antaryami, he is Paramatma. He entirely knows what is happening, even in the minds of the demon, even in the minds of the calf, or even in the minds of everybody, because he is there as Paramatma. But here, Mugdha Iva, what he does is that as if he has seen that the demon has entered. He very well knew that the demon is, planning for something. But immediately what he did, as if he has not seen, as if he is, not aware of what has happened. He, for the pastimes, for the sake of the other cowherd or the other boys who are with him, to, increase the pastimes value, what he does is, he as if he does not seen it. He actually pretends. He pretends that he has not understood. That's the other thing. Krishna knows everything. Even according to other religions, if you see, who is God? See, we say that, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This terminology, Supreme Personality of Godhead, was, coined by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada coined this beautiful term so that by few words, the entire definition of God can be clearly said. The definition of God, according to some other religion, is what? Knows, he knows everything. That's what some other religion says. God means he knows everything. He is, all powerful. He is, so many definitions you can give. Keep on giving that so many definitions about God. What is that? Creator, destroyer, or, he is the one who sends you to hell. Whatever. All these things, but actually what we see here is that Krishna is a knower of everything. He is, this Sahasranam, that is one of the names is called Sarvagnya. Krishna's name is Sarvagnya. That he knows everything. He knows about everything what has happened in the past, present, in future also, and he knows about everyone. And that's the nature of God. He is Sarva Shaktiman. He is, he has the energy. He is, the source of all energy, or the place from which all the energy emanates. So you can say anything. And also he is Vyapi. He is, omniscient. He is actually, there everywhere. Because he is Vyapi, because he is present everywhere, that's where he is able to understand this. He is able to understand that the demon has come in, and he is able to understand that, the motive of this demon is to become a calf also. So that is the difference between a Paramatma and the Jivatma. A Jivatma is always, a minute. Say what we can say about knowing something. We know something for some point of time. Or, we know, actually, Guru Maharaj used to say that, we actually know everything about nothing. We actually know everything about nothing. It's what it means is that we think that we know something, but actually we don't know anything. Even some of the things which we have understood, or some of the knowledge which we have got, is only by the mercy of him. And because he is the what Dadami Buddhi, what he says in Bhagavad Gita, that I give you that intelligence. I am the person that gives you intelligence to even to know something at some point of time. So we are all what we can call is we are not Sarvagnya, we are Alpagnya. We are only partially we know something, and that too, that knowledge is not permanent. It's very temporary. And same with Alpa Shaktiman, we can say ourselves. We don't have any Shakti at all. What Shakti we have? We don't even have Shakti to even take care of this body, or even we don't know how to do anything in this world. And also Krishna is, the Supreme Personality of God. It is completely Swatantra. He is completely independent. Even in this pastimes, we can see that. At what point of time he has to take action against this demon, he knows what to do. He is completely Swatantra. At what point of time he has to intervene, and what point of time he has to, act upon this demon, or at what point of time he can even show that as if he is pretending not to know. These are the things which he can do because he is completely independent. But we are not, we are not independent at all. We are completely dependent. What we can say is that, we are completely Paratantra. We are completely dependent on him. Even for, breathing, eating, moving, everything we are completely dependent on him. But only because of, we are actually on the illusion. We think that, we are completely independent. I am the Kartaham Idi Manyate. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, only when who is actually Muda, he thinks that, I can do everything. I am doing everything. I am completely independent. And even worse, see, at least if you don't understand that we are dependent on Krishna, the worst thing is that we many times think that we are dependent on other jivas. That's even more worse. That we think that that jivas are going to help us, and the other jivas are going to get us out of this material world, or we think that other jivas will come and help us at various point of time where we are having some difficulty. None of the jivas can even do anything. None of the jivas, they themselves are suffering. They themselves are actually held in a mud, clogging mud. How are they going to help us come out of this mud? It is not possible. So this is the problem, that the jiva thinks that Ishvaroham aham bhogi, that I am the Ishvara, and I am come here only to enjoy. And what we think is that I have the purpose of other jivas are also to make me enjoy. That is even more worse. One way we think is that the other jivas will come and help us. That is our family, our relatives, our friends, or our community, or whatnot. They will come and help us. And the other thing is that the other fellows who are there, who are seem to be subordinate in whatever knowledge or status or power or whatever caste or whatever it is. What we think is that they are there to serve me. They are there that I become completely enjoyed, and they have to come and serve me so that I become enjoying. This is the complete controlling mentality. The jiva's innate nature is there to have some controlling power. Yeah, of course, we have some controlling power over something for some point of time. As a family, the family head thinks that I am the controller of the family. As a community head, somebody thinks that, the community will all die or, suffer if I die. Or the same thing with the nation also, that I am the leader of the nation, and what will happen to the nation if I die? Nothing will happen. Even before you, the nation was there, and even after you, the nation will be even more prosperous or even more happy. So these are all completely, the mentality that, Ishvaroham, that I am the Ishvara and everything, revolves around me, or, I am the fulcrum in which the whole world revolves around me. And that's exactly what people think. Many people, when you go and meet them, they give you that kind of, feeling that, the entire creation, even though if they accept God has created them, even if they don't accept that, what they think is that this the God's gift to mankind. They themselves, that God has sent him as the pariah, that he has sent him to this entire world, so that the entire world is taken care of, so that there is no less problems in this material world. And he has come as an avatar, or as a person who is going to relieve everyone from all the problems. That is the complete illusion, sammudam. That's what Bhagavad Gita puts in very many words. That we are completely, in illusion. We are all fools. We are rascals. Very many words we can use. And what do they do? Say if they don't have anything to control. That's another thing. If they don't have anything to control, what do? They have their own pet dog or pet cat. Just to control somebody, because my family is not, hearing me. The family is not giving me any respect. Or my neighbor is, shouting at me. My sons are shouting at me. I am left alone. So I don't know what to do. Okay, chalo, then buy a dog, buy a puppy, buy a cat. The cat and dogs, you can throw some 2 biscuits or something and, give some 2 drops of milk or something, then, he'll be happy. It wakes your tail and comes behind you and shows as if you are the master. And that's another thing, take them around, show to the entire world that I am the master. And the dogs, I am taking care of the dog. That's the beauty of it. And, the thing is that, why not keep, I always used to think that, why some people are not keeping lion or hyenas in their house as pets. Why do they don't keep it? Actually they are keeping also. If you go to some of these countries where, like the Middle East, if you go to some of these rich fellows, they have some in their houses, the, lions, cheetahs or something as their pet dogs. Not as pets that they can roam around, but as, they have been captivated and kept. That is something different. That is for something to show off. What they want to show off is that, they can have some cheetah or some lion in their house and, a caged animal. And some their visitors come, they can show off that, I am a great man. I am with some great wealth or something like that. But they cannot have it like a dog. Take them around or, throw some biscuits or something and it wakes this style. No, it don't. So the problem is, see, actually, even the dogs and cats, they look forward humans as to be their masters. That's why they are called pets. The other animals are not called pets because they will pounce on you and eat you at any point of time. The other thing is that these are all some of the animals which look up to you. That, okay, he is my master, I have to save him. And, whenever some thief comes, I have to bark. All these things. Because they look up to the person who is actually giving those biscuits as masters. So, this is the thing. We are all not perfect. We are completely, illusion that, we are perfect. We know everything. Why we are not perfect is also from these words we can understand that, Srila Prabhupada writes that, although Krishna knows everything, Krishna is a knower of everything. As I told, he is, Sarvajna, he knows everything. And, we are not perfect because, why Krishna is perfect, why Krishna knows everything? Because everything is emanating from him. Everything is emanating from him. He is the, creator. He is the source of everything. Sarva-karana-karanam. Everything emanates from him. He is the reason for everything. So he knows everything, how they operate. Say, for example, an engineer, creates a product, creates a robot, or creates a product to do some work. So at any point of time, the engineer will know that how it will function or what is actually inside. Not these kind of modern engineers, they don't know even what is happening. Even when something like the fan is making a sound, they don't know why the sound is coming. Or even the lights are blinking, they themselves don't know why the lights are blinking. That's the kind of engineers who we have. But actually, the Krishna is a supreme engineer. He has created this material world. He has created every one of us, and everything is emanating from him. So what happens is that he would be able to know that what is inside, what is happening inside. So that is the beauty of him. And not only that, even what is going to happen in future also he is able to say. And that's what he says in Bhagavad Gita, Vetaham samatitani vartamani cha Arjuna. So what he says is, even what is going to happen in future, I know it very perfectly, I know. Even we don't know what happened to us even 5 years ago. We must have forgotten. Even to us only we must have forgotten. So what to say about this entire universe, what to say about others, and what to say about even future also, we don't know anything. And bhavishyami cha bhutani. And the last line is very important. What he says is, mam tu vedana kaschana. No, I know everything. I know what is happening to everything and what will happen in future also. But no one knows me fully. Mam tu vedana kaschana. That, no one knows me fully. No one can understand me fully. And no one can even think of what is happening. What will Krishna do at any point of time? Can, in this incident, even Baladev can tell that even though he was being, signaled by Krishna, that, some demon has come and some demon is going to, here he is saying, Shanair, what is that word used? That very, very slowly, he is, indicating to Baladeva that, this demon has come in. Even Baladeva himself could not say that when will Krishna going to act upon this demon. Very difficult. Mam tu vedana kaschana. That, it's very, very difficult to understand that, why it's very difficult to understand Krishna. And why is very, see, the difference between Krishna and us is also because of Maya. See, Maya, Acharyas tell this very clearly, that Maya is actually a product of Krishna. So, Krishna creates Maya so that the living souls, or some of us like us, who actually wanted to get ourselves captivated to Maya, so we get captivated. If you want to come out of it, then you have to surrender to him, that we know. But because it is actually, Maya is a product of Krishna, Maya doesn't have the power to overpower him. That's again the same thing. A product is created by the engineer, and the product cannot overpower the engineer. Same way, the byproduct of Krishna is Maya, and Maya can only overpower us, not him. So that is the beauty of it. And so, it's very difficult to understand him. But same in Bhagavad Gita, he again says, Bhakta mam abhijanati. So in one place he says that it is very difficult to know me fully. In another place he tells that if you are a Bhakta, if you have surrendered to me, and if you are doing devotional service to me, then it is very easy to understand me. And the other corollary is also true, that, what he says is that Moodoyam nabhijanati. That, if you are a Mooda, if you are a rascal, if you are a fool, and if you are not surrendered to me, then you cannot know me also. So the import is here that, he knows everything and we don't know nothing. And, it's only when we surrender to him, we get his mercy, that we come to know something partially. We come to know something, that is needed to know. Very important that also, that is only needed to know. And he doesn't give you all that needed to know. Only that is enough for us to even survive, or what we are, actually we are, qualified to know. That's more important. And, he is, he can see everything here also. He is able to see everything. And, he's like, like a, what they call, like a CCTV camera. He has always a CCTV camera on us. And, he's spying on us. That's what people protest. When first the CCTV camera came, in England, I think, what happened is when people started complaining that, you cannot have all this all over the place and start, looking at us always. And then, the government was forced to write that that's what we see even now, that, you are under the surveillance of CCTV or CCTV camera, you are being watched by camera or something, because it's like a statement to keep them informed that, you are under surveillance. So we don't like to be under surveillance. But what happens is, whether we like it or not, we are under his constant supervision. He's like the big boss. That famous serial used to come here, Big Boss, so famous. That what was this famous serial about in India is that Big Boss, that one fellow is seeing in the camera what is happening inside the house. And the inmates in the house are all paid very much money, so much of money, that, they are living their life. And how they are living their life, crores and crores of people are watching on TV. The same fellows, if you go and actually tell them that we are watching you, they will object. But if they give them money and you tell them that we are going to watch you and the whole world is going to watch you, then they are happy. So this is our, corollary. That now what we do is, if you give money, then everything is fine. If you don't give me money, I will object everything. So he is like a big boss, always, watching us, always spying on us. We cannot do anything without his knowledge. And, that is another thing, that, we cannot discriminate. See, because we are alpa medasa, we are actually having the knowledge is not sufficiently to understand completely. We cannot discriminate things. What is right, what is wrong, what is the best thing to do. And that is again, we surrender to him and ask his mercy. That, give me that discrimination power. Give me the discrimination power that, I'm able to see everything. The law, see, the fallacy of the human being is also very much, very easily understood. Now, why somebody is told that you are come to adulthood? Say something, they say that, this boy is actually a child, only at the age of 18, he becomes an adult. So why somebody, once he becomes 18, he becomes completely knowledgeable of what? So what is that 18 years? 18 years he becomes completely knowing everything. Before 18, say, only you can marry. That's another beauty of Indian law. That, you can vote at the age of 18, but you cannot marry till the age of 21. At the 18, you have got the discrimination power to understand who is the best ruler for you, but you have still not got the discrimination power that whom you have to have you as your wife or as your husband. So you need 3 more years to understand who should be your best husband or best your wife. But at 18, you can easily understand what the whole world is. This is the fallacy of human, made laws. And same way, if you see actually, we used to wonder that, drinking it below the age of 18, you are not allowed to. Why? Because he's not able to discriminate, how much to drink or what to drink. See, anyway, once somebody starts drinking, the discrimination power is completely gone anyway. Even if you are 18, 17 or 41 or whatever it is. What is the point in giving them rights above 18? And if somebody is actually, 17 years old, 11 months old, and 30 days old, and 22 hours, he cannot drink. But once after 2 hours, he can drink. So these are all, we don't know how to discriminate. We don't know how to make laws. But the nature's laws are very, very perfect. The nature's law actually goes, because he is Antaryami, he knows what we are thinking, what we are doing at what point of time. It doesn't matter whether you are 18, 16, 14 or 21 or whatever it is. So that is the beauty of Lord, that, he knows everything. He is able to see us everything in every way, what we can, what we are thinking, what we are planning, and how we will respond. Everything he knows. That is the quality of the Supreme Personality of God. In fact, in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, that is this qualities of Supreme Personality of God, it is mentioned. And one of the quality is called knowledge. One of the quality is knowledge. In that verse, Srila Prabhupada, it's a big purport. Srila Prabhupada writes about what is knowledge, and he actually subdivides this knowledge into 5 aspects. What is this knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead holds, and what is that same knowledge which this Jiva doesn't have? That is the difference between a Jiva and a Supreme Personality of Godhead. That what is the knowledge which we don't have, and what is the knowledge which he has. So what are the 5 categories he writes? Is that one is called intelligence. What is that knowledge? One is intelligence. Of course, intelligence is something like discriminatory power, or what is good, what is bad, or what is intelligence. He writes intelligence. The second one, what Srila Prabhupada writes, is about gratefulness. What is another thing is called gratefulness. Even that is also knowledge. That, being grateful to somebody, being grateful, Krishna is very grateful to his devotees. Krishna is very grateful to Nanda Maharaja and Mother Ashoda. Krishna is very grateful to all the inhabitants of Gokula, Vrindavan. He is very grateful, gratefulness. And the third thing what he writes is that circumstantially understanding something depending upon place and time. That is another beauty of the knowledge. What is the use of having a knowledge which is past its prime? Some of the knowledge which might be useful today might not be useful after, say, 10 years or 100 years. Some of the knowledge which we have acquired over a period of when we were studying in our school today has become obsolete. There is no use of knowing that today. So circumstantially knowing something which was, depending upon place and time is also knowledge. And because that is exactly that shloka which Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, that because he knows past, present and future and he knows everything, circumstantially he knows everything. So that is the beauty of the knowledge. And the fourth one is also that the knowledge in whole. Srila Prabhupada writes knowledge in the whole. Because that's another thing. That I have partial knowledge about something. But he has whole knowledge about everything. And the last thing is even more important. It's about knowledge about the self. Even we don't have knowledge about our own self. Even no self-realization. What is the self-realization? The self-realization itself is that we are servant of Krishna and we have to do service to him. But for him, knowledge of the self is about, he knows about himself very well and he knows about us also very well. So knowledge of self is another aspect of knowledge. So Srila Prabhupada that writes is that all these things can be quantifiable. That, we know something partly, we don't know something which is not fully. But, Krishna knows it completely. But again, in another place also Krishna writes in Bhagavad Gita, says in Bhagavad Gita that Yomam evam sammudo, janati purushottamam. That once you know that I am, janati purushottamam, that I am the uttama, I am the purushottama, then you cease to be asumudo. Yomam eva sammudo. That there is no doubt, that you don't have any doubt that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that I am Purushottama. Then what you become? Sa Sarvavid. Very important word. Sa Sarvavid. That he becomes Sarvavid. Not that Sarvavid like Krishna, but he becomes Sarvavid. And what he does? Bhajate Mam Sarvabhavena Arjuna. That because he has become Sarvavid, what he does? Bhajate Mam. Then he surrenders to him. Then he knows that what is the Sarvavid? What is that knowledge which he acquires by knowing that Krishna is Purushottama? That I have to render service to him. That is called Sarvavid. Not that, I am the knower of everything. That, I have complete knowledge. I am Sarvagnya. It's not like that. The only knowledge which we need is that we have to understand that he is Purushottama and our duty is to surrender to him and, do devotional service to him. So that is the beauty of the devotee. That devotee is not gone into a contract with Krishna. That, he says in Bhagavad Gita again, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mameham Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papepyo. So it's not a contract. That, what is the contract? That you surrender to me and the contract back to you is that all your sins will be wiped out. No, it's not like a contract. It's not like a business transaction. What it does is that it's a byproduct. If Krishna wants, he can nullify all your sins. But the first thing is, it's not like a cause and effect. The cause and effect is like this, that, because you surrendered, all your sins will be wiped out. No, it's not like that. What it does is we are surrendering to him. And if he wants, and if he is pleased with us, and if he is pleased with our devotional service, then he will wipe out our sins. That not like we should also be very careful. Sometimes devotees are like this, I am a devotee, Krishna will take care of, Krishna is duty bound to take care of me. It's not like that. Krishna is not duty bound to take care of you. That you do anything nonsense and Krishna will come and save you. Sometimes, devotees do that. They do something very nonsensical and think that why Krishna didn't come and save me. They drive very rashly. They go and smash the car. And, you expect Krishna to come and save you. How Krishna is going to come and save you? You are a rascal that you did this. That without carelessness, you went and drove the car and smashed it. And then, you want Krishna to come and save you. No, that is not, the correct understanding of, surrendering to Krishna. Or, understanding what is our, role and what is our duty to Krishna is. So all these narrations which we have come across in these, wonderful verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, is only to tell us again and again that, Krishna is supreme. We are all, Anu, he is Vibhu, and, we have to surrender to him. And, devotional service is our only job we have. And, surrendering to him is the only duty by which, we also, this again the same thing that, what is that I have acquired in this material world? We have acquired so much of wealth. We have acquired so much of, assets. We have acquired so much of, family members. These are all we have acquired over a period of time. But the real asset, the real, dana, what we have received is Krishna consciousness. Nothing can come closer to it, or nothing can be kept on par with it. Today is an auspicious day. What do they do today? They go and buy this gold. They buy all this ornaments, or buy this assets. The biggest asset which you can purchase, or biggest asset which you can, get in your life is Krishna consciousness. Surrender to him. Come to temple, surrender to him, do devotional service. Hear Srimad Bhagavatam, chant the holy name, chant this name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And keep continuing doing the service which has been assigned to us. And that is the biggest wealth which we can acquire. Not that any other wealth. The any other wealth is also time, place, and circumstance. Today, incidentally, if you see, in the Western world, many of the rich people, they don't have gold as their asset. According to them, what is the asset today? Maybe 100 years ago, in Western world, gold was a big asset they have to hold. Today, the biggest asset, what they think as asset, is branded items. They have this branded watch, branded, bags, or, all these branded things, because they have some saleable value, or they show off. Another thing is about show off also. They have some saleable value. So we are all primitive. Indians are primitive. Still we are in gold. Maybe in after 100 years, the same gold what we have accumulated for our generations completely becomes useless. Our next generation doesn't even like gold to have. So what we are doing is we are all accumulating something nonsensical, which our next generation doesn't even need it, or may not even want it. So the greatest asset which we can accumulate in our lifetime is Krishna consciousness. And what is the greatest dana which we can give to our next generation is also Krishna consciousness to them. Our next generation can be, made devotees, come to temple, even if they don't like, make them, chant, read, hear, get association of devotees. At least in some point of their life, they'll become devotee, or at least, acquire some good qualities of being a devotee. So that is the greatest dana which you can acquire on this auspicious day. Not that any other thing. And another auspicious thing which you can acquire on this glorious day is also to hear about Krishna. Hearing about each pastime of Krishna itself is the greatest wealth. For even to acquire that wealth, we should have done koti punya. Even to hear this Krishna's pastime of Vatsasura, even Bakasura, or even this, Damodar Leela, all these things are the greatest dana which you can acquire over a period of time. So, Srila Prabhupada has given us the greatest dana in the form of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, that is another thing which we can distribute, which we can share, which we ourselves can read, which ourselves can imbibe in our life and make our life successful. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any comments?
I have two comments and one question.
Yeah.
This point you explained about the Lord pretending like he doesn't know. It's amazing. There is in the pastime of when Arjuna was abducting Subhadra, and then after he did everything, and then Balaram was so angry, and then Krishna was like he didn't know anything about. He was silent, and then so many times we see Krishna in certain cases he pretends. But the pretension that is done by the Lord is always auspicious. He knows exactly what he is doing. But on the other hand, the conditioned souls, when we pretend, it's very nasty. It becomes very ugly, actually.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And another thing that I thought about is when the feelings that the Lord has when he's in the mood of Vatsalya, when the parents have the Vatsalya mood with Krishna, or any pastime, Krishna really he has those feelings. It's not that he's pretending, he's acting. And at the same time, he can exhibit his supremacy also as God, and simultaneous things he can do. This again, amazing quality with the Lord. it's we can't even conceive about it. So yeah, so the point is that all the activities that Krishna is doing is amazing. So these are and the question that I have is, being this Akshaya Tritiya, sometimes devotees have this idea, like we can preach like this. Maybe you give some gold to Krishna, and then Krishna will give you more. So what do we preach? What is our stand on it? Somebody says, okay, you do give something, and Krishna will give you more, and you can be happy. So can we preach like this? What's the point?
Yeah, the point is that try giving to Krishna. First give it to Krishna. Then Krishna, that's again I've said here, Krishna knows what to give to you back or what not to give you back. Depending upon your mood and depending upon your, the degree of surrender, he knows what to give you back. First you give. Even if somebody is willing to give, at least that is also very, commendable. Many people are not even willing to give. That's even more deplorable. They don't give. They want to accumulate more and more, even though they become devotees. So at least give, start giving to Krishna, give it completely, everything to Krishna. And then, Krishna will know what he has to give it back to you. Either he gives it back in the form of gold again, or he gives you back in the form of devotional service or, devotion. It's up to him. Actually also says that, Taddanam Shane, Taddanam Shane. What is that? That Harishye Taddanam Shane. That, even his motive, or even he thinks that how I can take back all this, wealth from this devotee slowly, either by different, activities or different, circumstances. So he is anyway going to take from you. So better give it to him. And, that way you become, glorious. Same what he told to Arjuna also. Anyway, these fellows are going to die. Either you kill them and become glorious. So anyway, he is going to take away from you. Give it to Krishna and become glorious. And, either he gives back or not gives back, that is, he is Swatantra. We cannot go and, bend his arm and tell that, I gave 1 kilo gold to you and you must give me 10 kilos back. We cannot tell that. It's only that we surrender to him. And, we again preach to everybody that, we surrender to him and do devotional service. That is the greatest wealth.
No, just even like while preaching, can we preach like that? Okay, you give this, then Krishna will give you more. So you do like that. What's the point?
I don't know. I mean, if preaching is also depending upon, person to person. We cannot tell that it's a uniform thing that you have to tell on this day to everybody, give it or something. Also, depending upon a person, it varies. And also, we don't do like that very openly, telling that, that's the way in which Krishna will reciprocate. It's not like, we are not, trained. Srila Prabhupada has never trained us in that way. That is also not done. But, if somebody is not going to become Krishna conscious, or he is, at least has so much of wealth, and, at least we can say to a certain extent that his wealth can be used for devotional service. So it depends upon the person, depends upon the time, place and circumstance also. Hare Krishna. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila